It's almost 4th of July, my adopted country Independence Day. I love this day. I'm always surrounded by family and friends celebrating our independence. But it was not always like that for me. 25 years ago, in my first job as a software programmer, for 2.5 years, I developed this new fraud detection platform for a major financial institution. The week I was supposed to present the system I built and was so proud of to the senior executive of the company, my boss asked me to review the presentation and provide comments. He said he wanted me to have a great presentation since it was a very important moment in my early career. I was 24. I believed him. I sent him the presentation and the platform demo. Later, he called me and said that the meeting was rescheduled and would happen in 2 weeks. You can probably guess how this story ended. A week later, I discovered that the meeting has not been scheduled. My manager went on a meeting presenting my work as his own and got the promotion he wanted. I felt betrayed. The recognition for my hard work, the long nights, the missed moments with friends went to the wrong person. From that day on, I desperately crave independence, financial independence. I wrote down what financial independence means to me and started to chart a plan. I desperately wanted to be financially independent. It was not for the money or the cars or the houses, the fancy titles, the fame, or the acknowledgement of others. It was for the option to choose. An option to choose what I wanted to do, who I wanted to work for, and where I wanted to live. The same week I discovered what had happened, I visited my parents' house for Friday evening dinner. I love these dinners. I arrived a little bit earlier that day. I noticed the weekend newspaper on the coffee table, and I started to read it. Yes, 25 years ago, newspaper was a big thing. My parents always bought the same newspaper, but that week, as my mom yelled from the other room, the store didn't have it, so they got the other newspaper. And as I was flipping through the pages, I saw a small ad for a fintech startup in New York looking for a software development team leader. Even though I had not yet managed the team at my workplace, I decided to jot down the number into my Nokia phone. No smartphone back then. The next workday, I called that company number and I scheduled my first phone interview. A week later, I was flying on a TWA flight to New York City to meet the CEO and the leadership team. I think there were maybe 15 people in the entire company, and that day I spoke and was interviewed by every one of them. It was really worth it because 2 weeks later I received an offer letter. The power of determination and taking action was on full display for me. So, the first step in my grand plan just became a reality. I moved to the country I always dreamed of living in and started working for a company I really wanted to work for. When I signed the offer letter, the company recruiter told me they had only ran this job ad, in the other newspaper that week, the newspaper that my parents have never bought. In his book, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho wrote, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. It sure helped me. But the universe doesn't just hand you the keys to financial independence. You need to earn it." In those early years, I used to believe financial independence meant being my own boss, telling other people what to do instead of them telling me what to do, and doing whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, with whomever I wanted. I know better now. As my adopted country's founding fathers discovered, it took me only a short while to understand that independence is not just doing whatever you want. The path of being independent is one of hard work. It's persistence, building relationships, continuous learning, letting go, and yes, luck. It's realizing that you need to take ownership of your situation. It's understanding that you need to be accountable for your own decisions and whatever the results were. It's understanding that you cannot blame anyone or anything for what you have done and achieved. or didn't achieve. And just as important, it's also a path of togetherness, understanding that you can't do everything on your own. It's a path where you are joined by remarkable people. The company that I joined 25 years ago is the place where I met my best friends who are close to me to this very day. I would not be where I am today without those special people. I could not have dreamed of financial independence or any independence without my amazing life partner and my lifelong friends and supporters. The day that I landed in the United States, I promised myself that whatever happens, I will always try my hardest to take ownership, be accountable, be responsible, and even more than that, reject all blame, excuses, and denial, and always try to surround myself with people that I trust, like, and respect. That day is when I started to water the seeds of my own independence. I found that having remarkable people around you, people with whom you build, as Charlie Munger said, a seamless web of trust, makes this road much more meaningful and much more achievable. So seek these people and remove the ones that derail you from your independence. Make the future proud. Be remarkable now. Create your own independence.